Today's video is about how the Appalachian Trail is great, but there are things that you don't see on a lot of YouTube videos, and so I'm naming this, It's Not All Summits, Smiles, and Shelters, because it's not. So there's a lot of things that go on other than just hiking. You're constantly thinking, and you've got your mind, that's all you're doing is hiking along. One of the things that is not a summit, smiles, and shelters, which you'll see a lot on our videos, is the stink. And I didn't think hiker stink was that bad, but it is. I smell myself and it is so stinky. I love having my clothes laundered every 3-4 days because that stink gets off of me. But you do stink. I smell like a skunk. I really do. No, I'm not sugarcoating this. I stink. So the next one is how much we miss our families. We really miss that connection with our families, our husbands, our kids, Nancy's grandkids. We really miss that connection. I'm gonna insert a picture here. That's me missing my family. It was a very hard day. I didn't like dinner. I wasn't hungry. I was really missing my kids. So, tearing up now. The pain. So, I've got knee pain. I tend to hyperextend my knees normally when I hike. I didn't realize that until I started putting a pack on me and started hauling it up and down hills for miles on end. And I kind of hyperextend my knees backwards just a little bit. And so that started giving me pain across the top of my knee on my left knee. So I now have a brace for that, and that really helps. I also called my physical therapist, and he taught me how to tape it with KT tape. And then I started getting pain on my right knee. So I taped that one as well, and now that one has a brace. So I'm double braced. I'm old. I'm double braced on my knees. And I take those downhills. The downhills are so hard. It's so much easier going uphill. I can power up the uphills. The downhills are very difficult on the knees. I have plantar fasciitis, and so my arches, I have inserts in my shoes, and my right arch was just killing me. And I couldn't figure out what was going on, so I taped it up higher, and so because I thought it needed more arch to it, and that made it worse. So when I was in Franklin, I stopped at Outdoor 76, and they did new inserts for me because we noticed the inserts that I currently had were not hitting a certain spot in my arch. There was a gap there, so that wasn't getting support. So I got new inserts, arch pain gone. So that's a blessing. However, with the thinner inserts, my feet are now rubbing in different spots in my shoes than what they were broken in as. So now that comes to my next one, blisters. I now have more blisters than what I started with the first week and a half due to the new inserts and different rubbing on my shoes, and we laced them differently so there's a little bit more room in them because they are a half size too small, apparently. My shoes are a half size too small, and so we gave them more room, but that allowed my feet to shift and move more, so I now have more blisters than I did. With my shoes being too small, I'm going to lose a toenail. I knew that within the first 2 days. That one is now purple. I'm gonna lose a toenail, the second toenail on my right foot, and the pinky toenail. So that's not fun either. Another thing is frustrations. We get frustrated. We don't like what we have planned in our back to eat that night. We're trying to get permits into the Smokies, and that's super hard right now. They're not doing through hiking permits, so we have to do schedule permits about where we're gonna be, and some of the shelters aren't open right now. We can't get permits into those areas, which could put us back another 3 days. Another frustration along with pain and blisters is we are in Bryson City and had to take a couple days off for Nancy's feet. Her blisters are so bad that she had to take time off. Doctor wants her to take 7 to 10 days off. That she's like, that's not going to happen. To stay off of her feet and let her blisters heal and callus over, and so she doesn't make them worse. So due to that, we're also going to be taking lighter, going shelter to shelter and only doing 6 miles. It's between 6 and 8 miles a day because of her feet, which is fine. We need to work that out, but we'd rather her have healthy feet because we won't make it to Maine otherwise. But there's, some frustrations. My last one is anxiety, and I have my kids. I have kids that deal with anxiety, and my hardest one is nighttime. I don't sleep well, even at home. I'm a light sleeper. I hear noises, and that just gets me up. So problem here is that I hear noises constantly throughout the night, nature noises, and people are like, how do nature noises bother you? Nature noises bother me. What is that noise? What is that? What is that? Sometimes it's just my air mattress, me moving on my air mattress. I'm like, what was that? Who's out there? So I'm trying to get used to that. I really like people around in the shelter with me, because then I can sit there and say, oh, that's Miles, he's snoring. Or, oh, that's this direction, that's, Speed Racer, he's snoring. Or, that's so-and-so's air mattress. Just, nothing's going to get me. I know that. That's the problem. I know this, but my mind just keeps going. And some nights I'm on and off awake till about 2 o'clock in the morning. And then my brain gets so tired to where then I can just finally go to sleep. Between 2 and 2:30, I will sleep until about 7, 8 o'clock. Once Nancy starts getting going, then I start getting up and going, and it's usually a slower day. We usually don't get out of camp till 9 o'clock on those days. But yeah, the anxiety is really hard for me at night. I can hike, I can put a pack on, I can hike, I can do well, I can deal with the blisters that I have, and the knee pain and the arch pain, it's all manageable, but sleeping, not getting that sleep is so difficult. So, and you can see my bruises from my pack, that's from putting my pack on. I keep re-bruising myself. So, it's not all summit smiles and shelters. However, it is manageable, and it is a way we're gonna get through this. We are enjoying ourselves. We're having a great time. We love what we're doing. We are enjoying the time together, even though, we're holed up in a hotel at the moment. But we'll get out of here tomorrow and figure it out. But keep the smile on your face for those summits and shelters, and find the good in everything. Even in your everyday life, we all deal with struggles, and find the good in each day. Subscribe, like, keep following us. We're trying our darn hardest to get to Maine.